During a 13-year career with Chelsea, Frank Lampard would play a pivotal role in them dominating English and European competitions. But what if you move him to the club's modern era? What can he achieve in 2026? Signing with Chelsea in 2001 for an at the time monumental fee of £11 million, Frank has already proved his qualities in recent years and is coming off his first double-digit goal-scoring campaign. This is the exact same version of him which appeared on FM 2005. He's highly technical, influential, and an exceptional finisher in front of goal. Elite natural fitness allows him to get up and down the field like no other, and with those late runs into the box, will surely cause havoc for his club in the season ahead. But this is a fundamentally different Chelsea side to the one which he played with all those years ago. Back then, he was surrounded by so many experienced stalwarts like John Terry, Didier Drogba, Ashley Cole, the list goes on. In this more recent era, it's a squad built mainly on youth. But that isn't to say they lack quality. It's going to be interesting to see how Frank fits into a midfield alongside the likes of Enzo Fernandez. And there are similarities between the eras too. Back in 04-05, large-scale spending had just begun in West London, with the likes of Carvalho, Arjen Robben, and Mattea Kesman joining the club. More recently, their checkbooks have been opened too, to sign many, including England international Cole Palmer. For the year ahead, it looks like Chelsea will be deploying a 4-2-3-1, with Lampard occupying the attacking midfield position. Let's move through the season and see what happens. In his first 4 league games, Frank would have a slow adaptation to the modern Premier League, failing to find the net and providing only a single assist. Hosting local rivals Fulham, he looked to break his goal duck in front of goal. In his 23 professional appearances against the Cottagers, Lampard would taste defeat just once. In those games, he'd also contribute 9 goals and 3 assists. And today would be the day his first league goal of the campaign would arrive, combining well with Garnacho, who finds him in the centre for a Chelsea win. Combination would be a theme throughout the year. Once again, the Argentine finding Lampard with his trademark run from midfield. Sunderland would be powerless to stop Lampard in early November. 2 goals and an assist really kick-started his season in front of goal, and a 5-0 win. One of my favourite goals of the year was his last-minute equaliser against Bournemouth. Once again, he combines well with his wide players, who find him on the cutback. With half of the league season played, Chelsea have been a mixed bag, picking up just 32 points out of a possible 57. Whilst they did start out strong, a single win in the last 6 games has really derailed their early title charge. But let's briefly move away from the league and see how they performed in other competitions. Between 2006 and 2012, Frank Lampard would win 4 FA Cup winners' medals. In the 2009 victory, he'd even score the match winner in the final at Wembley, beating Everton 2-1. All that separated him from another final in 2026 was his old club, West Ham United. And the semi would be decided by a piece of exceptional play. Lampard is involved in the build-up before Cucurella tees up Caicedo for the decisive goal. Earlier this season, Liverpool would triumph by 4-0 over Chelsea in the Premier League. The FA Cup final looked to be going in a similar direction with an early Ekitike opener. Once again, they would prove too strong for their opponents. Alexander Isak added a brace en route to a 3-0 victory. Their Carabao Cup campaign would end in quarter-final defeat as Frank's involvement was limited, with the club preferring to play their younger talents. In the Champions League, Lampard would play a pivotal role in their games. Once again against Barcelona, timing is run perfectly for the finish in the middle, as they recorded a historic 3-1 victory. With 19 points accumulated out of a possible 24, Chelsea would finish fifth in the UCL group stage, earning themselves a pass through to the round of 16. Next, a monumental challenge against Real Madrid, a club which actually attempted to sign our man during his early career. But this tie would be decided by one of England's modern greats. Bellingham breaks from midfield, secures Real Madrid's fifth on the night, en route to a 6-1 aggregate win. But back to the Premier League. Having already tasted victory against the Hammers, our man looked to complete a hat-trick of wins against a club sitting comfortably in the upper half of the standings. One reason for that impressive showing is the form of World Cup winner Guido Rodriguez. History of the Premier League, no player has ever scored more goals from midfield than Frank. In all, he'd register 177. And this season he'd continue that devastating form in front of goal, always looking a threat in the box, particularly on crosses. And here are Lampard's full season stats. In all, he played 50 matches for his club, registering 18 goals and 3 assists in all competitions. That 18-goal season would actually rank his 7th best of his entire career. His 9 Premier League conversions were enough for him to rank joint 25th in the top scorer standings. But where would his side finish in the table? Well, it would be a disappointing season. With 60 points, they place in 6th, missing out on the Champions League altogether. Whilst their home form was impressive, only losing once all year, 16 points away from home was an abysmal return, and really derailed any hopes of winning the title. On a more positive note, our man would be directly involved in 22% of his side's goals, as he played a significant part in their success in front of goal. Over 13 years in West London, Frank Lampard would consistently demonstrate why he was amongst the best midfielders in the world. Here in the modern era, he proved his qualities again and again, even in a disappointing Chelsea season.